Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon. Whoa, what an incredible 3 days. Now begins the challenging task of reflecting on what we have learned and how we begin to implement it. I do think, however, that it's important to take a moment and acknowledge how far we've come. Much of what we have seen over the past few days were little more than conversations not that long ago. What is most inspiring for me is that what we see and hear from our students when we do engage them in deep, relevant, and authentic learning. I hope you had the opportunity to see some of that for yourselves over the past 3 days. And I want to thank all of our student participants who shared their voices in various ways. For those of you who may have missed our autonomy, I'm pleased to share a brief video that highlights this student project involving 10 of our elementary and secondary schools.
It's just an amazing opportunity to bring all these schools together and to meet other people and meet what they do, and because everybody has so many different skill sets, it's just amazing to be here with all these people and learning from each other.
Autonomy to me is the idea of bringing students together to voice their thoughts, their ideas, and kind of collaborating and fusing together all of our different ideas through art and through technology.
We are using the robots and programming them to make an art that demonstrates and portrays the history of First Nations and their wampum belts.
Each student got to work in groups to create a representation of a wampum belt. A wampum belt is a representation of an agreement between the original caregivers of the land and the colonizers about how they could move forward together in a good way.
We started looking at wampum belts and building them out of Lego, and then saying, what do these symbols mean? How did they relate to the students themselves?
This was the initial idea and the initial exploration, which then led the students to come up with symbols and ideas of what their own wampum belts would look like. You have 4 different elementary schools working together for a common goal with many different ideas that actually link in really well together.
Our interpretation of that idea of deep learning was connected to the idea that all subject areas are interconnected and that the deepest learning happens where we find overlap between the subject area. So the idea was to show really the interconnectivity between all of the different subject areas that students study at the secondary level, and doing that through the connection of film clips, animations, into one big collaborative video.
The skills that we developed through being involved in this kind of project is definitely collaboration. That's a big one. The use of materials and finalizing something with, materials that we have to acquire ourselves, communication skills, learning to kind of balance ideas and take into consideration others' opinions, and just discretion in that sense.
We've worked together both as a group of all 6 schools to collaborate, to storyboard, to brainstorm, using Google Classroom often to connect even when we can't be in the same physical space. So all of that planning has been a collaborative effort between the schools. As teachers, we've really just tried to facilitate without getting in the way too much, essentially.
Well, autonomy has taught me about many things like programming and teamwork.
It's a great opportunity to really learn about others and the methods they use, but also to really learn about yourself. Because I find here, doing this project, I've learned a lot more about myself as a leader. It's very important to have good active listening, to listen to people, to show your listening by maintaining eye contact, keeping an open mind, and just giving them critical feedback so that they can learn from themselves and from you, and you can both learn from each other.
One of the skills that I've learned would be persevering, because we ran into a lot of challenges throughout the way, and we had to try something new and try again. And it was about using everyone's ideas, because yours might not have worked, and so we had to try something else. And by putting everyone's ideas together, we were able to come to a better solution.
Something I would say to someone who wants to be involved in autonomy is that it's a really great place to bring students together to voice their own opinions and bring to the table their own creative strengths, and how we can come up with a finalized product that is student-driven.
As I said, our students are inspiring, and a special thank you to the teachers who supported this work. I want to thank our youth co-anchors, Hannah Alper and Brennan Wong, for being such wonderful ambassadors for our board and for reminding us, as Hannah said, our students are certainly not too young to make a difference and change the world. Hannah also reminded us that small actions can lead to big change, and I think those are important words to take away as we begin to implement the learning from Quest. Thank you to all of our outstanding keynote speakers, panelists, and presenters who have truly inspired and motivated us with your messages. And thank you to our elder, Lorraine Blue Waters, for your blessings and powerful words, in particular, reminding us first and foremost to listen to our students and to ignite the fire. Thank you to our co-anchors, Carol Campbell and Michael Fullen, for helping us to guide all of this learning and thinking. We're fortunate to have such highly respected, knowledgeable, and passionate leaders facilitating the conference. And a special thank you to Dr. Jean Clinton and Dr. Andy Hargraves as well. We are fortunate to have all 4 of the ministry's expert panel advisors here today. I would also like to thank and acknowledge the support provided by the wonderful senior team of the YRDSB. What you see here could not be done without their efforts, and every day they work tirelessly to support student achievement and well-being here in YRDSB. Special thank you to the senior team. Thank you to our schools who so kindly welcomed international guests, and of course the Sheraton Parkway Toronto North Hotel and Conference Center for once again making us feel so welcome. Thanks. Lots of thank yous. Thanks also to our partners, the Ministry of Education and Rogers TV, who have once again supported us in helping to share the Quest journey, including Rogers TV correspondent Jacqueline Betterson for hosting. Finally, I want to acknowledge Lorraine Inouye and the York Region District School Board Quest Organizing Committee. Would the committee members please stand? You did well. Thanks so much. And to all the staff members who worked hard over the past few days and in the weeks and months leading up to Quest to help make this conference a success, we offer our warmest thanks for all of your dedication and the outstanding job you've once again done this year at our 20th Quest. And as we acknowledge these collective efforts and the inspiring collective learning that takes place at this conference, I would like to invite all of you to join us back here next year for Quest 2017. For the past 3 days, we have focused on engaging students in deep learning. For those efforts to lead to real student outcomes, it's important that we recognize the connection between student learning and achievement and well-being. Both research and experience show us that there is a clear link and that we are more likely to see results in achievement when our students have that positive sense of well-being. And so I look forward to joining you next year for the Quest for Well-Being, a collective responsibility. Before I hand things back to Elder Lorraine Blue Waters for her closing remarks, I want to end by paraphrasing the words of our co-anchor, Brennan Wong. If we continue to harness the energy, creativity, and potential of our young people, think of the potential we have to make this world a better place. Thank you, Elder Blue.